Hi, welcome to Remember Radiance podcast. I'm Philip.
And Daniela.
Today, we'd like to share with you just how Daniela began to experience God in a deeper way and the choices that she began to experience because of the deep love and connection she had with God. And for you, it was you actually going on this journey about breaking away from certain things that were dear to you, breaking away from a relationship from a well-known person that you were dating for a while
At that time.
at that time.
Yeah, I just remember as soon as I received the seed of light, the seed of life inside of me, and how suddenly the seed of light was unfolding inside of me and just drawing me deeper in, immediately was hooked on getting to know God. There was such a desire, such a hunger to find out who God is. Who is this God that loves me like that? Who's accepting me like this? Who is, yeah, not judging me? And I all felt this internally, was this internal witness where God's spirit spoke to my spirit, where God's soul was just revealing to my soul deep within. It's this deep knowing that you know that you know that you know. So it's nothing you can learn. You have to really personally experience the reality of the nature of God. So as I did, and I shared, I became immediately desperate. I said, I don't care what it takes. I have to go deeper in this relationship with God. And at that time, I was in a actually very beautiful relationship with a very cool guy, and I told him what has happened, what I experienced, and he just said, "Whoa, that's just I don't want to have anything to do with God." And I just knew, okay, c'est la vie, goodbye. I was willing to end this relationship because what I've tasted was more real. This love I've encountered was more real than anything in this world. This presence I felt internally was more real than the world. So I was very quick to end this and go deep on the journey with God. Yeah.
Yes. To me, it would sound pretty difficult to do, especially if your first 20 to 24 years of life, you were, you know, at least your adult life at 18 onward, there was dreams and aspirations, of making it big in LA when you went there,
Oh, yes.
and all these other aspirations that you had. But when God captivated your heart, everything changed.
Everything changed. And the things I was so desperately looking for outside in LA, nothing could give me that feeling that I felt with God. Yeah.
Yeah, that happened to me too. I also experienced that as well. That
Yeah.
when He captivates your heart, everything that you thought was good, everything that you worked hard to obtain, it's just no longer relevant anymore in your life, and
Just puffs
it
away.
just goes away. And it's not that you're even desiring it to; it just does.
Yeah.
It just does.
It's a natural unfolding from within.
Yeah.
It's not that you have to change something on the outside. It's the seed that was planted is just growing on its own. It's unfolding on its own after its own kind. And this kind is a good seed, like a life-giving seed, right?
Exactly. So now you've already broke up
Yeah.
with your famous boyfriend at the time,
Yeah.
and that was in LA. That was in California.
Yeah.
So after that, what other experiences did you begin to receive from Creator?
I actually had this supernatural grace upon my life where I had no more desire from that very moment on to date anyone. I didn't date. I had no desire to be in a relationship. I had no desire to get married. It was just my only desire was God. my relationship to God and God's relationship in me and through me, and my growth, and just finding out who is this amazing creator, this energy of life that created every single person on this planet and nature and all the animals. And I just knew God's eyes were just upon me. It was so personal. It was so real that yeah.
So, what was going on with other people when you began to move into this next or this new chapter of your life? How were other people responding besides your boyfriend that you broke up with? How were other things unfolding in your life, positive and negative, not so positive?
Well, I thought that everyone that encountered God in the exact way I did. So at first I was a bit shocked. I mean, just, because we're talking about this infinite energy, this infinite being of life itself that is the maker and creator of pleasures and ecstatic bliss, of joy unspeakable. We're talking about God. And when you experience that, you can't be silenced. You cannot just be normal anymore. Like the last or the next 3 years from that time on, I remember I encountered God every single day through dreams, through visions, through nature was speaking to me. I had answers, and no, I had questions in my heart, and God gave me the answers. Bam, there it was. And I was just so astonished by this relationship, like this communication back and forth, this God's intention was upon me. Like he really cared about the little things and just blew me away. Just totally blew me away and anchored me so deep. And I was even more hungry than before.
You know, there's a scripture in the Bible that talks about all of creation is waiting for the revealing and unveiling
Mm,
of the sons and daughters of God.
mm.
And I know you have a story.
Yeah.
Would you like to share that one?
The one where how God spoke to me in the beginning with the ducks.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that because the relationship with God is really a personal one. So God knows exactly where you are in this journey. He knows how to speak to you. He knows how to break through the veils and limitations of our own understanding, of our own perception, of our own belief that is based on what we have experienced in life. Um, so to me, those next 3 years were so profound because it was really anchoring me so deep in my relationship that I really just, yeah, this was my foundation to anchor me deep in God. So one of the things how God spoke to me in the beginning was really through creation, through birds, because I love birds. And I remember coming back from LA, back to Germany, um, because back then I was escaping Germany to go to the States to escape anything and everything I could. Um, but that's a whole other story of healing that took place in Germany and with Germany itself. But on that one day, I remember it was an autumn day, it was gorgeous, and I was sitting at the lake and I was still smoking cigarettes. I used to love smoking cigarettes. And I'm sitting there, and there was this gorgeous duck just in the water, just, swimming towards me. And I talked to the duck, like, hi, ducky, just, so nice to meet you. And you're just so perfect in your beauty. And she jumped out of the lake and came towards me and just to greet me and say hello. And I had one question inside my heart because I was sitting there talking to God, talking with God, listening, and asking God questions about, for example, why did my dad die when I was 12 years? Why did I have to go through that? And even though I knew God is so good, but why are certain things happening? I just wanted deeper answers. So I was holding this in my heart, smoking my cigarette, and in that moment, this beautiful, cute duck standing in front of me, there was this black crow that came from the right side and just whoosh landed in front of my feet. And the crow was just making noise. How you say it? Crowing?
Cawing, crowing, yeah.
That noise. And the duck got so intimidated that she took off and flew away. I'm like, oh nine. Like, I'm looking at this black bird, like, what's wrong with you? Why are you doing this? But then that crow came towards my shoe and it literally picked, it kind of like attacked my shoe. And I'm pulling back my feet, like, hey, stop, what's going on here? But I also knew this is a story, this is something, God is in this. So I'm just sitting there, just amazed by it. There was a paper crunched up, how you call it, crunched up, underneath the bench. And this black bird is taking with his beak this paper, and the bird jumped on my bench. He was letting go that paper, and then he jumped on the back of the bench. And I just looked at this bird like, depart from me. And he took off and flew away. And I'm like, wow, this is a God story. God is speaking to me. I was so excited. Like, there must be a note, like, supernatural note for me. So I opened up this paper, and it was this long bill, a
receipt.
a receipt.
Someone else's receipt.
So funny. Someone else's receipt. And I'm just looking at this receipt like, okay, what the freak? What is this? What does this mean? So I went into prayer, and for the next 3 days, I heard nothing. But on the third day, it was suddenly so obvious, so clear. I just had this inner revelation, this inner knowing where God was explaining things to me so simple as I could understand them many, many years ago. Today, I understand them, of course, different because we grow. But in this one thing, my question was, why are certain things being taken away? Why did my dad had to die? But in this parable, I just knew there are laws, like spiritual laws, because nature and life, everything was created for our good, to enjoy it, to be present in it, to partake of it, and just, yeah, enjoy it, right? And like just me sitting there and enjoying the duck and the lake and the trees. But if there are open doors in our heart, in our soul, I didn't know anything about Tikkun back then, but if there are open doors, it gives the dark energy, the backside, a legal access, a legal right to land and to remove or make so much noise to remove the beauty that we can't see anymore. So they are literally bills stacked up, records recorded. There's something, a bill, a receipt. So I just knew by this that I just had this understanding of spiritual law, of open doors. Where is
the legal right?
The legal right. Thank you. That's what I was looking for. The legal right of unforgiveness in my heart, of bitterness, of judgments towards myself, towards others. So suddenly I just knew this. It's a legal right. And yeah, and the more I close these doors and allow to heal, the doors will be shut, the doors will be closed, and we can enjoy more the beauty and really be present in the now. So that was a major, major, major revelation for me that just blew my mind back then, in such joy, in such wow, excitement. Like, wow, you're so personal, sharing and giving me answers to the questions I had.
That's great.
Yeah.
So you have another story you'd like to share as well about how God speaks to you through creation?
Yeah, I mean, God speaks, yeah, through creation, of course, through different things, different ways. But I had this one other bird experience where I woke up very early in the morning, just wanting to spend time with God, seek God for some answers. And again, I went in Munich to this beautiful lake. This time it was summertime. So I woke up very early and I stopped at a bakery to get this fresh loaf of bread. It was smelling delicious. It was warm, but I actually bought it for the birds. So I'm sitting down by the lake, starting to, feed the birds. And some birds gathered, all type of birds like ducks and sparrows and how you call the white birds? Seagulls. Seagulls. And crows, of course. You can't miss the crows. By the way, I love crows. Nothing against crows. It's just, amazing how they are speaking to us. But I started to feed the birds. And I recognized some of them didn't come close. They were so intimidated. Others started to fight over one piece and just picked at each other and turning in a circle and picking each other. And I'm just like, guys, I have so much bread here. Stop it. Stop the nonsense and come here and get fed by this amazing bread I have. And some just, kind of like just took the bread in the air. They didn't even want it to land. And the sparrows were kind of like, insecure and shy and just picking little parts and pieces. And there was one duck. She was hungry. She was serious. She wanted to get fed. She was like, I don't care what it takes. I'm going to press through the crowd. And she was standing right in front of my feet, just putting on her neck, her head, like, feed me. And I'm looking at this bird like, wow, you are really serious. You're really hungry. You really want this. You're pressing through. And just gave me so much joy to watch that dog, how hungry she was, But then she did something that just blew me away. She actually had the courage to step outside herself and step on my foot. She stood on my foot. This dog is standing on my feet to get the bread. So I was just giving her extra bread because she didn't care. She didn't care what the others thought. She was not afraid to make the extra step. And then 3 days later, again, the revelation was like, Daniela, how hungry are you? How desperate are you? How serious do you mean this? How deep do you want to go? How much do you want to be fed? How much are you willing to press through the crowd? What are others going to think about you? Oh, you're too extreme. Just, cool the jets, calm down. But this dog, she didn't care what she was looking for. I mean, what she was looking for, but what others were thinking about her, So, yeah.
She got out of the crowd, focused on you. She stood on your shoes, letting you know, hey, I am here. She found the courage to not be afraid of you or human, because she knew that she was getting fresh bread.
Fresh manna. She was like, I want this bread. Feed me right now. So, yeah. And this is how my relationship to God really just got anchored in deeper and deeper and deeper. And I knew, okay, I might have to face a few things where other people going to think maybe, hey, what's up with you? But I just knew there's a price to pay, and the price is the hunger. The price is to press through, no matter what others think, no matter even what your ego, lower self thinks about you, But once you've tasted this goodness, the acceptance, and the absolute certainty that you are so wanted and loved, you don't care anymore. You do not care anymore. And only then could I let go of forgiving other people. I remember only then I was just like, man, I forgive. I forgive my exes. I forgive other people. I forgive myself, because I just knew we are all humans and we all make mistakes. We all have fallen short, and trying to just, remember our God self, remember God. And And it was so easy to forgive others and to make it right with life and the things that you had opened doors where the backside could, just appear and just be all up in your face. Um, so it was this inner unfolding of, wow, I want to make things right. I even remember calling two of my ex bosses and telling him things, asking for forgiveness. One point, I was actually stealing some money at a hair salon where I was cutting some people's hair, and I just took the money in my own pocket many years ago. But suddenly, I just got so convicted in love, and I called my ex boss and said, "Hey, I am so sorry. I've done this many years ago. Please forgive me, because anything, anything in me that could block this presence of aliveness, this presence of God, I wanted to make sure I'm cleaning out everything. Not because I had to, but it was this internal desire to make everything clean."
When we have these encounters with God, it's almost like a spiritual mikvah where the old is washed away, and we step into this newness place where our soul now is opened. And again, like we shared earlier, or Daniela has shared earlier, it's a place where we can begin to embrace ourselves. And when these things come up, like the forgiveness issues that Daniela just shared, where she was prompted just because out of love to go and ask for forgiveness, she received that forgiveness.
Yeah.
And I believe in a time right now where God is awakening the whole world spiritually. Every religion right now is being awakened to whatever deeper truth of love and light that is within them. But if we are so bound with things in our hearts and our lives that we haven't allowed a space for God to come and heal and restore us, then it's going to be challenging to understand, okay, what is truth for me? And this is why Daniela and I are actually doing this, to bring this channel, to bring this podcast to you, so you can begin to explore what that looks like for us.
Yeah.
So is there anything else you'd like to share? That you said you stopped dating for 15 years. Did we cover that already?
Yeah, I think so. Did we? Yeah, I actually forgot. But yeah, I actually, had no desires to date, to get married. I remember even my mom saying, "Daniela, when are you getting married?" I'm like, "Mama, leave me alone. I'm in relationship with God." Literally,
Yeah.
I'm in relationship with God. So for the next 14 and 15 years, straight up, just God and me, no dating, no desire to getting married. Just really so fulfilled, so satisfied, so, what's the word? There are no
It's
words.
bliss.
Bliss,
It's bliss.
ecstatic
It's
bliss.
ecstatic bliss.
It's
I
ecstatic,
experienced the same thing as well.
ecstatic
I
bliss.
mean, at the time I was married before Daniela, and
Yeah.
when
For
God,
33 years.
yeah, yeah, it was a bit of a marriage. Most of it was good. The first few was not so good, but when God captivates your heart, there is just this awakening of love that you don't even know that you had within you. You know,
Yes.
it's just awakened, and in that space, it's so much more easier just to let these things go, and let go and let God. We hear this saying, you know, in the world, let go and let God. When you're in this ecstatic bliss, there is no problem letting go of things.
Yes.
There is no problem letting
It's
go of things,
so
because it's
true.
just like all you want is God.
Yeah. Oh my
All
goodness.
you want is His divine presence.
Yes.
And in this beautiful space that He creates around you,
Yes.
the bubble that Daniela shared
Oh.
earlier, it is a bubble. And in that bubble, you become very, very untouchable. But what
Yes.
God is doing in this
Yes.
season now, what I see, is He's desiring for us to go deeper. He wants to go deeper within us.
Yeah.
For those of us that have a relationship but still have questions like you did, why did my dad have to die when I was 12 years old? Why did my boyfriends or my girlfriends, if you're a male, treat me so badly? And
Yeah.
I knew, and I went to church, I went to synagogue, you know, I went to temple every week. You know, I'm a good person. Yes, but let's go deeper. And this is a time
Yeah.
right now where God wants us to come into this space. There's so much really great spiritual stuff out there, but if you have challenges knowing what's for you, what's not for you,
Yeah.
or you feel like that's knocking on my door, but I can't seem to allow that my door
Yeah.
to open, Daniela and I are here to help you explore what that is.
Yeah.
And there'll be a number in the file, in the link here down below, where you can begin to reach out to Daniela, or if you're a woman, to reach out to me if you're a man, and we can begin to explore what that looks like. Everybody is on their own journey. This is more of a non-denominational, more universal approach
Yes.
to knowing God and knowing how you flow, and He desires to flow within you.
Yeah.
And so I've had over 25 years experience doing this, but together, Daniela and I, we have come together to bring this in a beautiful space where you can share and explore how God is speaking to you, or how God desires to move within you.
Yeah. Beautiful. Just hearing the song, as you said, let's come together. Let's come together.
Right now. Oh yeah.
In a sweet harmony.
In sweet harmony.
So yeah, it's tangible.
Yeah, and it's very authentic because
it's
God
very
is
authentic. Yeah.
You don't have to be anybody else.
Yeah.
Our last video that we did, our last podcast, was wherever you go, there you are. That's how we started this. Yes. Because God is always there. You know, in the Torah, in Psalms, actually, David sings about where can I go?
Yeah.
Where can I go from you, God? If I go to here, you're there. If I choose to go here, you're there. He's always here.
Yeah.
So how does God fit into your life? How or what kind of space are you creating for God to totally captivate your heart and begin to have these incredible experiences? Now, you don't have to have experiences like Daniela has. She has many more to share, or myself, but there's a space where God wants you to experience Him in your own way.
Yeah. Custom made.
Yeah.
Custom made. And it's a time for the veils of all the things we have adapted and adopted to be removed. All the things that we have, taken on board where we thought, oh, I need this, and here and there. It's just, His grace is just gently removing all these, veils and false identities and false securities, to really return back to inner sense.
To remember.
Inner sense, to innocence and inner sense, to remember.
To remember radiance, His radiance within you.
So looking forward to hearing from you. And
until next time, please stay tuned on our channel for another podcast coming soon.
Yes. Ciao for now.
Ciao for now.